once again. And then there were four. What's up, guys? Meow. I am back with another video. And tonight, after Atlanta knocked off the top seeded Philadelphia 76ers in game 7 of their second round series, and also the Phoenix Suns defeating the LA Clippers in game 1 of their Western Conference Finals series, we now get to take a look at the Final Four and look at my predictions and see what I got right, what I got wrong, and how the hell we actually got here. Now, I did not do so well with my NHL playoff predictions. Like, I got some right, but there were others that I absolutely got wrong. This one I don't think I did nearly as bad with. We'll take a look. But, again, your final four: Eastern Conference, Milwaukee against Atlanta; Western Conference, Phoenix against the LA Clippers. And I absolutely love this because it means, no offense, but we're not getting another LeBron championship this year. The Brooklyn Super Team is not getting a chance to win this year. And, that, on top of which, had Brooklyn made it, no matter who they would have faced, whether it was the Clippers or the Suns, I had Brooklyn Phoenix predicted originally, but either way, they would have done probably really well, granted, injuries aside. So let's just go ahead and let's take a look at everything. And first and foremost, drop a like, subscribe. And also, I know a lot of people are going to be concerned with the ratings. Bruh, I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. This is on the NBA for not properly marketing their young stars, because if people decide not to watch, that's on them. But it's also on the NBA for not properly marketing these people, because everybody was talking about, LeBron and AD are going to take the Lakers back to the finals. Oh, the Brooklyn Super Team, they're just going to steamroll their way through. No. That did not happen. And the NBA might pay the price for it, but us fans, we're going to get to see some amazing basketball. And keep this in mind. 3 of the 4 teams in the Final Four have never won a ring. And the only one of the 4 that has, Milwaukee, hasn't won it in over 30 years. I believe. Yes. It's at least been over 30. So, yeah. But anyway, let's go all the way back to the play-in tournament. I had Boston beating Washington and Indiana beating Charlotte. Sorry, my bad. I had Boston beating Washington, that I got right. I had Charlotte beating Indiana, which I got wrong, so that's 1-1 there. On the West side, I had the Warriors beating the Lakers, which almost happened, but it did not. Lakers got the W. And I had Memphis defeating San Antonio. So for the first 4 games of the playoff, or really the play-in, I went 2-2. So Washington, I had them playing Charlotte. They ended up playing Indiana. I had Washington winning either way. So technically, that puts me at 3-2. And then I had Lakers, Memphis. Obviously, it was the Warriors and Grizzlies. And Memphis knocked Golden State out. So 3-3 there. Now we get to the first round. I had Philly over Washington in 5. Atlanta over New York in 7. Milwaukee over Miami in 6. And Brooklyn over Boston in 5. Milwaukee advanced in 4. Brooklyn advanced in 5, Philly advanced in 5, and Atlanta advanced in 5. So that is 7-3 on predictions right there. On the West side, I had Utah and LA. Obviously, ended up being Utah and Memphis. So this is an automatic L. Although I did have the Lakers in 6. Clippers Dallas, I had Clippers in 7. Denver Portland, I had Portland in 7. And Phoenix Golden State, I had Phoenix in 6. Utah defeated Memphis in 5. Denver defeated Portland in 6. Phoenix defeated LA in 6. And LA defeated Dallas in 7. So Obviously, again, Utah, Memphis, that's an automatic L because I did not have Memphis in this spot. Denver and Portland, that's another L, so that would put me at 7-5 on predictions. But then Phoenix and LA advancing, that would put me at 9-5 on predictions. So now we go to the second round, and like I said, I actually predicted this. I predicted Atlanta taking out Philly in 7, got it right. So that would put me at, I believe the count is 10-5 now. The other matchup I had was Brooklyn Milwaukee in 6. And obviously, Milwaukee defeated Brooklyn in 7, so that puts me at 10-7. Clippers, I had Clippers over the Lakers in 7. Obviously, Lakers did not play them, but the Clippers did win the series, so that puts me at 11-6. And then Phoenix over Portland, I had Phoenix in 6. Obviously, Portland didn't make it, but I had Phoenix winning, so that puts me at 12-6 on predictions if the math adds up. And again, I think a lot of the playoffs went about, or not all of it, but I think most of it went about the way we kind of thought it would. I mean, just from the drop of the play-in, Boston and Washington. I mean, Boston was probably going to pull that one out either way. Indiana, Charlotte. I mean, they're young. Charlotte's young. They'll be back. Lakers, Warriors. That was a hardwood classic, if you ask me. And Warriors came so freaking close to knocking the Lakers out, or not knocking them out, but forcing them to have to play for the 8th seed. Oh my god, that was crazy. Memphis defeating San Antonio. San Antonio's done, man. They need to rebuild. DeRozan's going to be a free agent this year. They obviously traded, or no, they bought out Aldridge, and then he ended up having to retire not long after signing with the Nets because of health issues, which I hope Aldridge is doing all right. Washington, Indiana, they both had a wild season. Indiana fired their head coach, and Nate McMillan becomes the interim head coach in Atlanta after Atlanta fired their head coach. And yeah, I believe that's how that went. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, Nate McMillan was the head coach in Indiana. My bad. But anyway, at Washington, they had to turn their season around as well. Washington managed to get it done. And then Memphis over Golden State. I mean, I think some people had Golden State predicted to win here, but there's only so much Steph Curry can do without Clay. Wiseman was out. This is the price that the Warriors have to pay for winning those championships and giving up a lot of their depth to get KD. And Memphis, hey, Ja finally made it. So, well, I shouldn't say finally. He's only been in the league for a couple years. But either way. And then we look at the playoffs. Milwaukee, they got the Miami monkey off their back, swept them out. Boston losing to Brooklyn, that did not surprise me. I had that in 5. It happened in 5. Philly defeating Washington in 5. Honestly, I kind of thought that was going to go a little bit longer, but then again, I also had that predicted to be in 5. So, yeah, I got that one right as well. And then Atlanta, New York, a little short of what I had predicted. I almost wanted to give the prediction to New York, thinking they'd upset, but really after game 1, there was just nothing New York could do. But it will be interesting to see what they do in free agency this year, especially because a lot of players could potentially be moved. And we've already seen one of them get moved in Kemba Walker, that is. Utah defeating Memphis, that was not surprising. Denver defeating Portland, I really thought Portland was going to get it done. I mean, we keep getting Denver and Portland in the playoffs, and they never disappoint. This year, especially, did not disappoint. But Damian Lillard needs help, man, and McCollum is not it. He's got to go. He needs to be traded. I'm sorry, but either it's that or you got to trade Lillard and rebuild and give Lillard a chance to win on a contending team. Not to say that Portland is not a contending team, but the current player core that they have, it's not working. I mean, Lillard can only do so much. He had he had probably one of the greatest playoff games we've ever seen out of him. Probably one of the greatest we've ever seen in the modern era, and he still lost. It's crazy to me. It just is. And that's the thing, though. Lillard is loyal to Portland, so we'll see. And, of course, I also thought Denver was going to lose because Jamal Murray wasn't there. But then again, I think having Aaron Gordon did help. And, of course, Nikola Jokic. He won MVP for the regular season. He deserved it. Yeah. Phoenix defeating LA. I made that video after the Lakers beat the Warriors. I wanted Phoenix to beat them. I wanted to see Phoenix because that was the thing I was worried about when the Phoenix had to take on the Lakers. Is if LeBron and AD are remotely healthy, or if LeBron goes God mode again, like he usually does, the Suns are screwed. I mean, I had faith in CP3, Ayton, and Booker and the rest of the team, but this is LeBron we're talking about. This is Anthony Davis we're talking about. And you know what? Phoenix proved me right. They proved to me that they could get it done. Yes, LeBron was playing partly hurt. Yes, Anthony Davis got hurt. Yes, their supporting cast sucked ass. Looking at you, Kuzma. Looking at you, Drummond. Looking at a few others. I'm still surprised they did not play Montrezl Harrell a lot, which is really weird, if you ask me. But but still, Phoenix got it done. And keep in mind, CP3 went down early with shoulder injuries. He played through a shoulder injury throughout the first, round of the playoffs. And yeah, they got it done. And then the Clippers defeating Dallas. I mean, bro, the Clippers went down 0-2. We all thought Dallas was going to take them out. Pandemic P and all that. And then the Clippers turned around and was like, word? Yeah, we're winning this series. And they did. And then we go to the second round. Phoenix and Denver. Phoenix sweeps Denver out with Utah and LA going to 6. It gave them some rest time. Unfortunately, Chris Paul ended up on the COVID list. But hey, Phoenix did take care of game 1. They got that W. And we should hopefully see CP3 back soon. But also, I didn't really think it was going to be a sweep. I figured Denver was going to probably get at least one game. They didn't. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. I think if Jamal Murray comes back healthy, or I think if they all come back healthy and whatnot, a full season of Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray with whatever they can do to support them, that could be a deadly team next year. I'm just saying. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on a healthy LeBron, healthy AD, and whatever the hell the Lakers do with the rest of that roster. A healthy Harden, Kyrie, and Durant in Brooklyn as well. But I wouldn't sleep on Denver. Just saying. And then Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Milwaukee, all right. Mike Budenholzer, you are lucky as fuck that this team knocked off Brooklyn. Granted, Kyrie was out with injury. Harden was hurt and was still playing, but he was not playing like himself. Game 7 was absolutely nuts. You've had Giannis shooting a lot of threes in this series, and I think in both series actually, but it was especially prevalent in the Brooklyn series. You need to stop with that because yes, Giannis can hit threes every now and again, but he should not be taking 7, 8, 9 threes a game. He should not be doing that. He shouldn't be bailing out the defense like that. And then, again, Kevin Durant had to go God mode in the last couple games, and no disrespect to KD whatsoever. He had to carry this team in the late stages of the series with Kyrie out, with Harden injured, and playing with that injury, and he just ran out of gas at the end. But the craziest thing about it is we would be talking about Brooklyn beating Milwaukee had KD's foot not been on the 3-point line when he shot that shot at the end of Game 7 in regulation. If that was a 3, Milwaukee would be down by 1. They'd have to put up a desperation shot, most likely miss, and Brooklyn would be advancing to the conference finals. But instead, his foot was on the line. Game goes to overtime. The Brook Lopez mistake late in the game gets erased almost. It's a sloppy overtime, but Milwaukee got it done, and they advanced. And now Giannis has got a shot to make it to the NBA Finals. How about that? And then Atlanta, Philly. Bro. If you're Philadelphia, the process is dead. The process is legitimately dead. I mean, bro, the Kawhi shot was an omen, to say the least. The Kawhi shot and Phil and Boston taking you guys out last year were omens to this. All those years of tanking, everything you did, I can't say it was all for naught, but yeah, it kind of was. And to think that y'all fucked up on when you picked Jahlil Okafor and Nerlens Noel in separate drafts, bro, what the actual fuck? Yeah, I'm sorry, but Ben Simmons, you gotta go, bro. Either get a fucking jump. Well, no, you're probably gonna be gone anyway, but you need to get a fucking jump shot. It's still crazy to me that they didn't trade him for James Harden. Like, they had a chance. Come on. But even still, Atlanta didn't choke. They did not choke this series. They looked at Philly. Triple H comes out with Joel Embiid doing G Generation X, and Atlanta's like, oh, word? Kicked their asses in game one. Yeah, Philly came back in game two. But still, that game one victory set a huge tone for Atlanta. And same with Milwaukee. Or same with Milwaukee as Atlanta. Drew Holiday, who's the other one? Chris Middleton. They weren't shooting all that well in game seven for Milwaukee, but they made the shots that they needed to when they counted. It was the same tonight for Atlanta. Trae Young wasn't on his best game, but Kevin Huerter and the rest of the team, they helped him out. Young made some shots, and Simmons sucked ass yet again. And now it's Atlanta in the conference finals. So, out of these four matchups, again, Phoenix already has a 1-0 lead on the Clippers. Who do I got advancing? I'm going to say Phoenix over the Clippers in 6. And, bro, with what Milwaukee and Atlanta did last series and what they've done so far, that series is going to go 6 or 7. I am not counting Atlanta out, honestly. On one hand, it's like neither of them can have their star players, Giannis and Trae, their supporting casts cannot fuck a game up. I'm especially looking at Milwaukee's with guys like Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez. Because if they do, if the supporting cast cannot support Giannis during this series, Atlanta has a shot to go to the finals. I'm going to say Milwaukee in 7, but I would not be surprised if Atlanta advances, considering how guys like Giannis and Drew played in Game 7 against Brooklyn. But I think it's going to be an interesting conference finals. I cannot wait to see the outcomes. And yeah, one way or the other, one of these four teams is going to get their first championship ever or in a long time, if you're Milwaukee, that is. Trae Young could come out of nowhere to win the finals. CP3 could finally get a ring alongside Booker and Ayton. Giannis could get his first ring. The Clippers could truly end the Clippers curse if they could get a win. Plus, it would mean Kawhi getting another ring with another team. He's got one with the Spurs. He's got one with the Raptors. Now he can win one with the Clippers, although we'll see if he'll come back from injury. We don't know that yet. And Paul George to get his first ring. I'm truly interested to see what's going to happen here. So, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts down below on this finals, on this playoffs, and see what happens. See y'all next time. Peace.